Good morning and welcome to Jeannie's World. My life is never boring. But what I love about YouTube is I can come on here and I can talk to my heart's desire. You can listen to me or choose not to listen to me. That doesn't, well, it does matter. But the main thing is I get to say what I feel. Well, I survived the storm, and with my water coming into my house during the hurricane, I was proactive and I dipped out the water and put it in the toilet and in the bathtub, wherever the water would go. And I got a handle on the water before it could cause any damage to what I have. Well, what if I'm not home and I can't control the water? Then I need to do something. So I asked my daughter if she would help me to draft a letter to the board saying I am going to take some action to stop the water from coming into my house, and I would like to know if it's okay. So my daughter sends my video to the board of the water, and she complains about the 5 water gutters that come directly only to me. They don't affect anybody else in the complex but me. And if you've been keeping up with my disaster of this condominium, then you would know. So anyway, she didn't address the issue that I had. So I get this letter, and it says, "We received your email regarding the intrusion of your land and the video showing the water during Hurricane Milton." Well, it wasn't my land that was intruded. It was my home, okay? To let you know, the community has minor damage and other, I can't read that word, of the water intrusion. Many branches fell down. I'm not going to read this word for word because it pisses me off. And the trees on the property line. My greatest fear that a tree would fall on my house, but it didn't. I am blessed. Then it says, the land received 15.20 inches of rain in just 12 hours. I don't know where they came up with that number because that's not the number that was reported to me, but it's their letter. Let it be. Just during the hours of Milton. Then it goes on to say the direction of the downspouts should would have not made any change to the water intrusion with that. Okay, that's true. With all that rain, the water spouts coming directly to me at that time did not matter. But when we have heavy rains that are not 15 inches, it comes into my house anyway because of the directions of the spouts, the gutters. Okay. Your email did not indicate what preparations you took prior to the storm. Okay. If you wanted me to take precautions prior to the storm, maybe you should have made a list and gave it to all of the residents of this community. Just saying. And you know, I really wasn't worried about the back porch. I don't know why. I was worried about the front porch, which I was blessed on that because the water just came this far from entering my house. And, you know, so the back porch was secondary because the only thing I could think was that if the water came in, then I would have to tear out all my sheetrock, and the repairs would be more than most people can bear. Like all the people, I'm lucky I didn't lose my house, and I did not have any damage. Okay, I didn't even have a minor damage because I was proactive and I didn't run away from the situation because our governor said that where I am, I should stay in place because I was safe. Apparently, for a lot of people, when I was driving through the neighborhood toward Orange City, that didn't hold true of anybody because people were totally flooded out. So our amazing governor was kind of wrong, but that's okay. He's doing a good job. Okay, back to this beautiful letter. Okay. And I apologize. If you're first time watching, I am challenged with macular degeneration. It makes it hard for me to read, but it doesn't stop me. It's just kind of boring when I do it, and frustrating too. Anyway, so she talks about how high the water gets. And she talks about me making preparations. She said, what did you do to insure your condo before the storm? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I secured my condo. I didn't secure the back door. I'm guilty of that. So remember that the land and the land roof the Lanae, okay, that's what that word is, Lanae. That the land and the Lanae is your responsibility. The Lanae is my responsibility. The land is not my responsibility because the land is part of the community, okay? And so are those 5 downspouts. And it says, we are sorry. The water intruded. Unfortunately, if there was no damage to the stucco or the roof, the association has no responsibility. Okay? And as stated, and the amount of water that fell that should have been in the amount of time in the direction of the downspouts should have not made any difference. That's true. So when I asked Donna to draft a letter to these very nice people, the issue that I wanted to make clear is I am going to make sure this never happens again. Okay? Because that amount of water, what precautions could I take? All right? They could have been more proactive. We're elderly people, you know. They're young people. You know, they're 55. They're not 75 and 94 like some of the people in this condo. And if they're not capable of running the condo, then their families need to give up control of telling people what to do and move on and let the younger, able community people take charge. They did nothing to prepare the old people that was not in their clique. If you're not in the clique, hell with you. And the 5 spouts, no matter what the rain, affects my Lanae. All right? My Lanae got no damage because I was proactive. So anyway, what I asked of Donna was not to complain about the 5 gutters. I asked her to tell them I was going to be proactive and fix my Lanae roof so it does not leak. And I am going to put in some sort of drainage. I don't know if I'm going to go vertical or I'm going to do the, what do you call it? The French drain to pull the water away from my house and send it to somebody else's house. Now, I would think that being that I am the part of the community and I have had these issues with the gutter and with water coming into my house prior, that they would come in and help me with the solution. But I guess I'm not part of the clique. But that's my rant for that. Now, I got this letter. What it is, excuse my French, it is a bullshit letter. Okay? I know what they're responsible for. And I know what I'm responsible for. All I wanted was to say, you have the okay to go and fix what you need. So I am saying this letter is telling me I have the okay to dig holes in their land to stop the water from coming into my house. So that's what I'm going to do today. But we have to stop and think again. Well, it's related to this. When I got this letter, I can't stand BS. You know, these people are terrible. Last year when I had the water coming in my front door, and the dead grass, these people were pathetic. I had to get a lawyer. Probably I'm going to have to get a lawyer after these 5 drains too, because it only affects me, so they don't care. And it's an easy fix if they choose to fix it. But yesterday, I got so upset, and I went to Walmart. Oh, God, I went to Walmart. They're talking about Nadine again. She comes, she goes. But if she really and truly develops, she's supposed to be headed our way. So I went and got me 3 more cases of water, because you can't take the chance. And I also went and got stuff to repair my condo. So I'm already angry, and my stress level is out of control because I didn't control myself with this incompetence. Get into Walmart, nobody's helping nobody. The cords to my phone's charger, they broke. They got them tied to the wall so you can't get them, and nobody will help you. You can't find anybody to help you. So Miles yanks them down. He says, you got to do what you got to do. I would have just gone to another store to spend my money and just bought my water, and that's that. And I needed paint to paint my kitchen because for I don't know for what reason, probably because my whiskey was too heavy, my cabinet fell. And so I'm throwing that away, and I'm just going to paint the wall. I want to paint it a pretty yellow where it brightens the room, but it's easy to clean. I couldn't get any help with the paint. I mean, Walmart didn't have enough people to help them. Maybe it's because of the storm, or maybe because they're cheap. I think it's because they're cheap. Because people who have so much damage definitely need a paycheck so they can fix something. Just my opinion. So between the stress of Walmart and the stress of this letter, which I sat down Saturday to ask my daughter to help me draft, she said she did it. It blew my blood sugar to over 550. So that, I didn't even know if I took my insulin. I felt so bad when I laid down. I didn't even know if I was going to survive the night. So I would say my message here is that if you have diabetes, you have to manage your stress, and you cannot let peons who think they're somebody to control your life. Before I hurt my foot, I was working hard to clear the land that Miles gave me to live, but I have been out of, I think I'm crooked. I have been out of the situation of his property for 3 months. And I had made great strides in cleaning up and getting ready for my mini house. So after the storm, I went back, and my tent was still standing. It had water in it, but it was still standing because the top blew off. My nose itches. Somebody's coming with their hole in the britches. So we got that into place again. But Miles is a hoarder. And he had trashed all that I had fixed. So I have to find another alternative. Now, I can't buy a new home because the prices in Florida are outrageous unless you're rich. A lot of rich people are moving here, and they can afford the insurance, and they can afford the taxes, and they can afford to pay. I was looking at new homes, and they started out at $750,000 in the new HOA developments. And who the hell wants to live in an HOA? unless you don't have good sense, or you have no choice, or you got so much money, it doesn't matter. There are homes in Deltona and DeBerry that start at $295,000. That's definitely out of my budget. So it gives me no choice but to stay where I am until the market improves. And maybe Donna's moving to Paraguay, so maybe my best bet is to move back to Oklahoma. I don't know. I stay confused all the time. If I go back to Oklahoma, I really don't have anybody to help me except for myself. And I'm pretty independent as it is. My legs are weak, probably due to my age, and probably due mostly to the lack of exercise and the diabetes. It gets me, and I'm going to do a video on diabetes and my perspective. So all I know is if I don't want to be where I was yesterday, I have to keep my stress down. Okay, I think that's all that I wanted to say today. And God bless you. Stay safe. And don't let people who think they're better than you control your life. Love you.